Hey, so my video stopped recording because I had an incoming call and it doesn't look like it continued, but I'm just going to continue from where I left off, and I'm probably not going to sync the two together, so I'll do it like a part one and a part two. So my mom basically, so then I went on to myself. So I grew up in that, seeing that abuse, and then I said I would never be abused. And so now I'm moving into high school. I mean, I started to become attracted to men or boys when I was in 5th grade. Remember the Johnny Cruz video, the lip gloss. But I really didn't start to date, I want to say, until I was in high school. And even leading up to that, from junior high school to high school, the men or the boys at the time that I was attracted to, first, in the beginning, I will have to say they were the ones that I was attracted to were nerdy and quirky, and they had a different look to them. They always had something that to me was a little odd, and I thought that odd was beautiful. I thought it was, I'm artistic, so I could see the beauty in some of the things that other people looked at as really weird and off and awkward. And then there were times when I would express a like or a crush on somebody, and then other people would, I thought it was not vindictively, but you know how, there may be people, guys or girls or whatever, that people don't pay attention to. You're like, oh man, that person is hot. And they're like, nah. And then all of a sudden they want to go get with that person. And that person being used to people pointing out the fact that they're different may feel a little awkward. So it's like, oh, you want to be with me? Whatever. And they would do that. And that would happen some of the times. So then I got to a point somewhere, by the time I don't even know, something is coming to my head now. Okay, I think I just figured out what happened. When I was in high school, I still was attracted to, and I had my first official boyfriend in high school, and he was also at the time considered very different looking, and people responded to him that way, and we started dating, and he started to become a little popular, and basically that was the end of that. Because again, when people come from that background, a lot of times where they don't get the attention, once they start to get the attention, they really don't know what to do with themselves. And then it happened when I was 15 that I was actually, I'm just going to say it, that I was actually raped. And what was that flash? Well, and it was, I was 15 and the guy was 18. And from that situation, I'm not really, this is not about rape, so I'm not really going to get into that particular story right now. But yeah. And I'll talk about that, but I have a different point, so I'm going to move past that for right now. And that happened, and actually I think that's where the mindset started to take over and the abuse. And so then I started to pick, and that is true. I didn't notice. See, it's good that I do these videos, because I really didn't know when it happened that the switch happened for me, where I started to become attracted to the abusers. And so I became attracted to abusers, and the guys that were attracted to me that were that off-center, not that they were ugly, don't get me wrong, they weren't ugly, they weren't, weirdos, they weren't any of that, but they were more like me. And that's the thing that I recognized today, right before I said, let me do this video. The way people often throughout my life looked at me, she's a nerd, she's a goody two-shoes, she's, I'm not a video vixen. Don't get me wrong, I can be, the way that they look. Sometimes I wear my glasses, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I'll put on that look. So let's not go there. Let's not, it's not that I can't look a certain way, but I don't, because I like to, change. I like to be different, and there's certain things that I'm not comfortable with. But let's just say that people normally see me, the way that I speak and the way that I am, as being different and off-center, and I guess that's what I was attracted to. I was attracted to me. And and I liked myself, and then things changed. So now I am so proud to say. So now, oh, thank God it didn't stop. I'm so recording. I am so proud to say that I am, and this happened strangely enough. I started to, maybe some years ago, become attracted again to who I'm with, people that are more like me. And I would always brush it away, like, nah. And I guess in the back of my mind, it was still the worry of what other people would think about it. And maybe even in the back of my mind, it was me forced to look at myself through them. Like, dude, you're nerdy. Dude, or do that, whatever. You're nerdy. People look at you this way, that way, this way, or that way. Let me wrap this video up because I'm about to transition into my next thing. I can finally say that I am beginning to, and I do, but even though you say it, it kind of, sometimes it takes a little time. I'm beginning to accept the fact that it's okay to be me. I love me. and I think, because at some point when you're abused, you kind of get to a point where you kind of feel like, it's almost like you feel like you don't deserve the best. And I now know and feel that I deserve the best. And so I am comfortable with the weird. Not the weird. I don't want anybody to feel awkward when I say weird, because to me, weird is good. It's different. It's off-center. It's out of the box. It's not what TV advertises for the most part. It's not the thug. It's not the bad boy. The image that, from my experience, dating the people with that particular image that's usually pushed by the media as cool, that my experiences have been bad with them. And just people who are so concerned about what others think about them, and so concerned about fitting in, being just like everybody else or just like the crowd. Those people, I'm finding that I'm starting to see through them. And I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. When I was in junior high school, one last thing, I had a list, and I used to say that I'm going to marry somebody who sings, or somebody who's a musician, somebody who's into music, vocal music. I said I'm going to marry somebody. I had all this list, blop, 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 blop. And usually, you could find people that are into music, who are passionate about music, who still fit into the other category of the thing that's not good for me also. Just artistic, someone or people who are expressive, people who can really connect with their inner beings, is really freaking cool. So anyway, this video is about progress. If I didn't say that in the beginning, it's about acceptance, self-acceptance. It's about self-love. And I'm encouraging all of you who may have been molested and or raped and or victimized in any way, and you're carrying that stuff with you, and it's tainting your image of yourself. It's making you feel like you don't deserve real love. It's making you feel like you don't deserve commitment. It's making you feel like you don't deserve true happiness and that you're not worthy. I want you to know that God knows, and God cleanses, and God made you worthy. And I'm going to use something that my pastor used, and I don't want to be preachy, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but it was a very good analysis. I don't know, that's not the word I'm looking for. Example. That wasn't the word either, but it was a really good example of $1 or a $20 bill. If you take it and you crumple it and you spit on it and you roll it around in the dirt and you ball it up and you throw it around in the street, let me tell you something. Somebody's gonna find it. And I'm changing what she said around a little bit, but I'm saying somebody's going to find it. They're going to uncrumple that bill, and dirty or not, they're going to use it. And guess what? They still going to be able to spend $20 worth, because the worth of that $20 is still going to be $20. So regardless of the crinkling and the wrinkling and that you've been through, regardless of whether or not you've been spat on and slapped and, victimized in any way, you're worthy. You have the same value that God placed on you when He created you. Before you were born, He knew that you... See, I'm not being preachy, but before you were born, He knew who you were, who you were going to be, and what you are worth. What you were going to be worth, what was going to happen, or what you're destined to be. Let's say that, because you do have your own choice. Anyway, stay encouraged, be blessed. Peace.